Welcome or welcome back to If You Even Care, episode 5, and you guys know what that means. Really quick, thank you to anybody who's left a review for the show. I really appreciate it, especially because the show is so new. It really helps out. I'm appreciative. Thank you. I've been thinking a lot about what this time last year felt like. And just stick with me here. I'm going to mention Bridgeton for the 20th time in a span of 5 episodes. Record breaking, truly. But just stick with me. There was something in the air this time last year when espresso was playing everywhere and we were getting Bridgerton season 3. There was something to it. The air smelled different. There was still hope. Just felt like good things could happen. It felt like possibilities. There was just something about that press tour for Bridgerton season 3 and then them using the song Espresso and Nicola Coughlan and Luke Newton tucking us into bed every night and giving us a kiss on the forehead and saying, "Don't worry, mommy and daddy love each other." There was something about it. Maybe it was just having something to look forward to. When I think about it, maybe it always feels like that. When I look back on the time around when a movie or a show that I'm really anticipating is about to come out and I'm conflating life being good with the excitement of that thing coming out, but it felt warm. It felt sunny. It felt like love was in the air, physically in the air. You could catch it, put it in your pocket. It just felt so good. And I cannot believe that we can't have this show once a year. Really bothers me. But there was something to it. There was some magic in espresso. There's something in it that just hit a little different than all the other pop songs at the time. I'm still trying to find a show to really throw myself into right now. Something to fill the void, which could end up being Love Island. It normally is Love Island, but it's not out yet. So I went back to Handmaid's Tale. It's the final season. And I have no fucking clue what happened at all in any of the previous seasons anymore. I watched the entire recap, that lengthy recap. It did nothing, did not trigger a single memory in my mind. I'm actually getting a little scared about my memory in general, but it was shocking how little I've retained. And I really like the show. Handmaid's Tale is a show that I've raved about. I've put friends onto it. I get so into it, look forward to it every week. It's all just gone. Like it never happened. I have a similar problem with books, and I've heard other people say the same thing, that you can remember that you liked a book, but you can't remember sometimes what the plot was. You've been invested in a book for 500 to 800 pages, sometimes more, and you can walk away from it, full story, you could tell somebody right there on the spot, all the cliff notes, and then a week passes and it's gone. So all you remember is that you liked it. That's how I feel about Handmaid's Tale. I'm like, I know I like it. I just can't remember why. Can't remember what happened. It's there in the back of my mind somewhere. I know it's there because I know I liked it. But I just really could not. I was watching the recap did I saw this? I'm pretty sure I saw this all happen and just don't remember a single scene in its entirety. Scary times. Maybe I'm just consuming too much media, and that's what happens. You got to make room for new stuff by getting rid of old stuff, like a hard drive. I do feel like that's a little bit like how I function. So I don't know, but I'm still trying to find it. I'm trying to find the show. Love Island, I found it during the pandemic, and I started with, and I'm talking about Love Island UK, of course. Love Island USA, they're catching up. They're having their moment right now. That last season was fantastic, But before that season, it was always UK. Always. It was UK was the good one. USA was like, there's literally nothing else I can think of to just, put on. I started with Love Island season 6. And I had no idea that I was starting with the best season. It was pretty much going to be downhill from there. A slow, travel downhill because some of the other seasons were pretty good, but nothing was ever going to make me feel the way that Love Island UK season 6 did. Tommy and Molly May, I was like, I'm watching like a love story for the ages unfold in front of my very eyes. If you never watched it, even if you're not a reality TV person, I highly recommend just season 6. I was stuck in the house. I had nothing else to do. So every night I would just smoke a little bit, get really paranoid, have a little bit of a panic attack, hyperventilate, drink some water, think that I came down from the panic attack. I didn't. I'd go into a second one. I'd go cut up an apple, have some apple and peanut butter, and watch Love Island season 6. And it was bringing me joy during a very weird time. We'll get into smoking another day. I'd like to talk about it a bit, but it's just not something that's ever really been good for me. Never really worked for me. And during the pandemic, I smoked more than I ever have in my entire life because I didn't know what else to do besides like panic. I was like, I'm thinking too much. What I should do actually is I should smoke a little bit and think twice as much, but also watch a show where half-naked people are trying to find love surrounded by cameras. Try not to think about that too much either. I have a fear of being perceived like just about every single other person. I don't know how you even get yourself to go on a show like Love Island. Take away the part about being in bathing suits. Maybe you're completely fine being in a bathing suit for most of your day. Maybe you're completely content with being half naked on camera. Being watched that much and knowing that the people at home are dissecting your every move, your every conversation. They are deciding whether or not they like the way that they like you as a person, first of all. But second, whether they like the person that you're talking to or not, and whether they think somebody else is better suited to them. And they're also watching, in some cases, you get fucking played. Just one of those things I can't understand it at all, but I respect it. That's for fucking sure. Another thing I've been thinking about a lot lately is the mall. I miss what it used to feel like to go to the mall. It used to be an event. It was a whole thing. I'm talking like middle school, early high school. I know I'm going to the mall tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. Me and my friends are going to the mall and it's going to be a thing. And it felt so big and like grand, and I had like $20, but we'd pick up stuff and pretend like we were going to buy it anyway. And then it just slowly lost its magic over time. Helps when you learn about like fast fashion and things like that and realize that it's all, you're just looking at future landfill. But besides that, just the magic of the mall in general, the smell of like the nuts being cooked and like, going into a store and hearing your favorite song playing for a moment and finding one cute top. It was a thing. The mall fucking sucks now. So bad. And every time I go to the mall, I have this embarrassment of like, why am I at the mall? I couldn't think of anything else to do. I'm at the mall. I couldn't think ahead of time and buy clothing from a brand that I actually like. I end up at the fucking mall. And I know what everybody's thinking. They're looking at me. They're also at the mall, but they're looking at me and they're thinking, what is she doing at the mall? She couldn't think of anything else to do. I'm thinking the same thing. So it's crazy because we're having the same thought. And I know they're thinking it. They're thinking she couldn't have just bought something online. Exactly. I couldn't have just bought something online ahead of time. No, I'm in a Windsor. Why am I in a Windsor? What business do I have being in a Windsor? I'm going to walk by the Forever 21, and out of really just morbid curiosity, I'm going to pop in real quick. I'm going to take a look at their 75th Sanrio collab. Some like middle-aged white dude found out that people really like Hello Kitty. Like, it's had a complete resurgence and people have their favorite Sanrio characters, and they are going to ride that till the wheels fall off. It's Hello Kitty everywhere. I'm not necessarily complaining because I like Hello Kitty. I like Sanrio. It just feels like we're being kind of force-fed, like a Hello Kitty tube down our throats. Just feeding us Sanrio. Everybody has a fucking Hello Kitty collab. It's like, it makes me feel stupid. Like, oh, you guys like Hello Kitty, right? Here you go, stupid little babies. Oh, just a baby boy Hello Kitty. And they put it in every fucking store and everybody's collabing with them. Hello Kitty straw for your Hello Kitty cup and your Hello Kitty pajama set with your Hello Kitty headband. I own a lot of it. I own a lot of it. I have a Hello Kitty piggy bank. It's a Hello Kitty dressed like a cat holding a bottle of milk. I bought it in Hot Topic from Hot Topic's Hello Kitty Sanrio collab. And we're not talking about me. We're talking about everybody else that does the same thing that I do. It's just embarrassing at this point to like Hello Kitty. And then what was the thing? It was like, you know how there's memes? Just strap in real quick. Seatbelt on. I'm going to try to explain something that I don't quite have the words for, but I think that some of you you'll get what I'm trying to say here. You know those memes where it's like about like girls being hot because they're crazy and bisexual and they like Hello Kitty? I hate that so much. I hate those memes so much. I wish that we would all collectively agree to stop talking like that. But that's what it feels like. Is like I'm living inside that meme. It's like bisexual women, or, you know, all you need is a bisexual girl with mental illness. You just need a Hello Kitty bisexual hot girl with goth titties. What are we saying anymore? Like, poetry's dead. What are we fucking talking about now? But that's what I feel like. That's what I feel like buying a Hello Kitty ramen bowl from a TJ Maxx and then going into a Forever 21 Hello Kitty the hoodie and sweatpants set. And I'm gonna go get Hello Kitty donut. It just doesn't feel good. You're making it less fun. It's like when you're a kid and your parents find out that you like one thing, so they theme every single thing that they get you from that moment to the end of time around that thing. You're like, I said I liked purple when I was 7, and now everything they buy me is purple. And I only said I liked purple because Katie's favorite color is purple. Katie's a girl in my class. Katie loves purple. Katie's the coolest girl I've ever seen. She wears pigtails every single day. And a lot of bracelets. I can't stress enough just how cool I've always thought that was when people have a lot of bracelets. Katie liked purple. I like purple. Now my bedroom's purple. I don't like purple. My favorite color is blue. I told you guys that in a previous episode. I asked that you write it down. So if you didn't at the time, now's a good time to do that. Just keep track of these things. It's good. It's good for us. It's good for our relationship. But yeah, it just doesn't. A mall means nothing anymore. It's just a series of hallways. I go into any store, and I mean, being anywhere, like being at a restaurant, being in a store, it doesn't really matter where. If I'm in a place where it's their job to help me, I feel such guilt. I lock eyes with any employee in any retail store and I just start folding clothes, fixing displays. Because I really need them to like me. I really need to be liked by my server and by the people working in retail. I need them to like me. I need to show them, hey, I get it. I've worked retail. You and me, we're not so different. Everybody else here, I don't know about them, But I get you. You get me. You don't know it, but we share something in common. That's why I'm folding the clothes. I'm putting them on the display nicely, neat in little piles. I didn't even pick them up in the first place. Somebody else ruined the display. I just want them to see, yeah, I did that. I'm good. Look at me, I'm good. And they never really acknowledge it, but they probably think it's weird. They probably think I look like a fucking kiss ass, honestly, because I do. And that's the worst part, is that I do that. I'm not even joking. I do that in just about every store, like fix something. And I'm not even good at folding. So what I'm actually doing is making a bigger mess. Like when a kid tries to help somebody with something and they're actually making it worse. It's like I'm going over to the jeans and I'm folding them like a t-shirt. It's fucked up. I like to peruse a PacSun, wander around a little bit. I do hate when I get too close to the Brandy Melville display and then they spray me with that water, the water bottle. I don't really like that. And I know why they do it. I understand. They think I'm going to eat the clothes. I'm not going to eat the clothes. I don't want to eat the clothes. It'd be really easy because they're so tiny and the fabric's so thin. I could, but I don't want to. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I wish that they would remove that display entirely from my PacSun so that I can wander freely about the store. I don't know what I'm looking for if I'm in a mall. What I want is one thing that I invented in my head, and I've never actually seen it physically. It's not tangible. It's just a concept, and I have to find it. So I'm searching through every store, every single store. I don't know where I am anymore, but I have to look everywhere. I think I saw something that was the same color in a PacSun once. Now I'm in a PacSun. I'm in the back of a PacSun. I'm going through the clearance rack. I'm not going to find the thing that I want. And it's embarrassing that I'm trying. It makes me feel so guilty when an employee comes up to me and they ask if they can help me with anything and I have to say no. I feel crushing guilt over that. Even though I know for a fact that they're perfectly fine with it and they're going to go in the back and they're going to go on their phone. But I just wish I had something to give them. I wish I could tell them something. I wish I did need help with something. Because I just hate to just brush them off. Like just shoo them away like that. But you know what? Bath and Body Works employees don't bother me even a little bit. I walk in there, they run up to me on all fours because they're excited. They're excited about the deals. They're excited to tell me about the deals, the possibilities. I'm being hit with wave after wave of scent, vanilla, sandalwood, pound cake, 20, wishes, 100 wet dreams, and I'm getting a migraine pretty much instantly. But I'm an adult, and I know that's not their fault. So I pick them up, making sure to support the head, and I let them point me to where they want me to go, what they want me to look at. They show me around because they're sweet angels, okay? They have me smell a lot of things. They get excited. I say, I like cherries, and I got to calm them down. I got to go, well, one at a time, okay? Guys, come on. And I let them take me for a tour of all the cherry candles, cherry fragrances, cherry body wash. They have laundry detergent now. Maybe that's cherry. I let them show me around. I let them take their time. And then when I've smelled every single thing that they've shown me and I've gone, oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's actually really nice. I think I might get that one. When my migraine is ripe and I am foaming at the mouth, that's when I start to make my exit. And, the employees always look like they're going to strike me down, but they never actually do. And you know why? Because even though I couldn't find a trash can, I still didn't throw my testers on the floor. I put them in my pocket. Okay? That's why they like me there. That's why they respect me there. You throw your test strip on the ground, you might not be welcome anymore. You're not getting a tour. You're not going to find out about the sales. You're not going to get to find out about that employee's favorite fragrance. They always tell me their favorite fragrance because we have that kind of connection, because they know that I respect the store, the sanctity of the store. Even though it makes me sick, it makes me physically ill. I don't feel right for 2 days after leaving a Bath & Body Works. But I still put the fragrance test strips in my pocket. Regardless. Go in there. They're excited. They run at you. They jump. It knocks you over. You have to pick them up and understand that this is their job. Pick them up, straighten them, and then tell them, I'm here for a fragrance. They'll calm down. You just have to be patient with them. But I love to have them show me what their favorites are. I don't buy them 9 out of 10 times, but I just like to know. It's just nice. I have a natural curiosity about people, and I want to know what they like. I don't really know what to do with it, with the information, but it brings them joy, and then that brings me joy. And I feel them get annoyed when I leave, and I didn't buy it. But we still had a moment. We still had an exchange of information. You know, they tell me this is my favorite scent. I trauma dump on them. I'd be fucked up. You know how many times that happened to me working in the mall, where people would come in and they would trauma dump on me? Keep in mind, 2 places I worked in the mall: a Subway, Eat Fresh, and a kid's shoe store. I worked at a kid's shoe store in the mall, and I got robbed like a motherfucker every day. Never the register. There was no camera. There was no door. We had the thing that you slide down when you're closing up the store and it locks it. But there was no door. And there was no camera facing the floor. The only camera in there was facing the register. They thought that they were pulling off like heat level heist. No. You're stealing candy from a baby. From a baby. Because I'm a teenage girl and I'm working at a kid's shoe store and I'm making just above minimum wage, like $1 more than minimum wage. And there is no chance in hell that you coming in here and grabbing a box of Sperry's and running off into the mall, that I'm going to chase after you. It's not happening. You could take my cell phone and my wallet and I wouldn't run after you. I would have somebody else do that. If we had too much inventory, if there was like too much in the back, or we had a bunch of sales stuff that we had to put out, they would have us put it out on the floor, like against the walls, like just piles of boxes against the walls. And baby Uggs are like $100, or were at the time, like at least $100. So people would come in and they would grab a box of shoes off the floor, and they would usually turn around and look at me. I'd look at them, and then they would walk out or run. Not going to do anything about that. And I would like to think that if you're stealing kids' shoes, that you need them, and I don't give a fuck then. You know, whatever. If I see somebody taking something that they probably need, I mean, I'm not going to tell you either way. I really don't give a fuck. But especially if I'm working there and you're taking something that like maybe you need, I don't care. You're stealing kids' shoes. Take it. Go. It's just the disrespect of it. Because they'd always look at me. Because they knew. And nobody else ever said anything about stealing. So either everybody kind of had the same mentality as me, where they were like, this is not like, these are not artisan kid shoes. This is not like a local artist making shoes for children. Like, this is a big corporation. I don't know if everybody kind of had the same mindset of like, fuck these guys, I don't care that you're stealing. Or if they just weren't getting robbed. But I was a lot. I was also the person that was closing the store a lot. They would come in pretty frequently. I'd say they were regulars. So, what am I going to do? I'm not chasing you behind the counter of a Cinnabon over Sperry's, over toddler Mary Jane's. I'm just not doing it. It's not even the same person. There are multiple people coming in here. And nobody ever said anything to me about missing inventory. So I guess everybody kind of wins in the end. I also worked at the Subway, like I said. That was the worst because I guess it was the guy that owned that specific Subway, the proprietor of the location. He thought that he was this guy really thought he was the shit, but he would give away free sandwiches like crazy. And all you had to do was have breast. And that was it. If you came into that Subway and he just happened to be there, which was a couple times a month, you were getting a free sandwich if you had breast. It was that easy. Nobody robbed me there, but we did have a guy that would come in. He would come off the bus and like long blonde hair. Okay, what this was like if I was writing a really bad movie about stoners. This is what I've never met a person that smokes weed. In fact, even better, if I was an alien that came down to Earth and I was shown the movie Half-Baked, and then that's all I had to go off of, and I walked into a Subway and I had to order something, this is what I would order. This guy would come in and he would order a sandwich with every single meat, every single cheese, every single vegetable, and every single sauce. I'm not joking. It used to piss me the fuck off. It used to piss me off. I wasn't the only one either. Nobody liked this shit. Because the first time he comes in, he goes, I'm going to give you a crazy one. It's going to be, okay, you ready? Every meat, every cheese. And the first time you go, what is this guy, like loony? Does he look crazy? What's going on? This is a crazy order for a crazy guy. He must be a special kind of crazy. You're going to eat that? You're nuts. The second time he comes in, get the fuck out. Get out of the Subway. You need to leave. Like, you need to fucking go. You know how hard it is? Talk about some sandwich stacker. It is so hard to balance that many things on a thin little piece of bread. And he didn't even get it toasted. He wouldn't even get it toasted, which maybe toasting the bread would have given it a little bit more stability. Maybe it could have held things together a little bit more. And he would eat it inside the Subway. There was no like live streaming at that time. Like he wasn't on TikTok live being like, guys, today, look what I'm eating. And like, it's not like a mukbang video. It's just, and that doesn't taste good. Think about it for a second. Ranch, balsamic, what was it? Oil and vinegar, barbecue. What are we doing right now? Now, when he would do every single meat, he didn't include, because it's not meat, of course, the veggie patty. And if we had like the chicken, he wouldn't put the chicken on there. He wasn't that crazy. But he did put every other fucking thing on the sandwich and he would eat it. I didn't care for him one bit. I did not like that man. And he would always say it like it's cute. You know what I mean? Like he would say it like it's a cute, funny thing that he was doing. Yeah, the first time, like I said, the first time, it's silly. The second, third, fourth, fifth on, you're a nuisance. Get a job. Do you have a job? Where do you go? What do you do? Do you have people that you love in your life? Do people love you? What are you going to do after this? After you eat this sandwich, what are you going to go do? And he looked like and talked like a stoner, and he would smell like a stoner from a cartoon, and he would smell like weed. it's like a slap in the face to people that casually smoke weed to do something like this. Like, you are the guy that every other Comedy Central movie that airs at 3 p.m. on a weekday was based on. You are the source material. Now, when I was in maybe 9th grade, one of my favorite things to do, because I rolled with a pretty crazy group, okay? Me and my friends, we were a little out there. We would do this thing where we would go to the mall and we would go to the Apple store, go on one of the Macs, and take a bunch of pictures in photo booth. And we would never buy a thing. Never once. I think the employees knew not to fuck with us because they wouldn't even ask us if we needed any help or anything. They wouldn't even, ask if we were interested in any of the products. They would glare at us. They would give us side eyes. They would whisper about us. Could have been jealousy. Who can say for sure? But we would use our computer, walk out like nothing happened. And we'd leave evidence too. We'd leave the pictures on the computer. But that was a whole day event, was go to the mall, go take pictures in photo booth, log into our Facebook, upload them right there on the spot on their computers. Log out, leave. We were crazy like that. We couldn't be stopped. That was one of our favorite things to do. None of us had a Mac. I don't think that was really like a popular thing yet. It was very uncommon for somebody to have a Mac. None of us really came from money, so that probably explains that too. But we didn't know anybody that owned a Mac. That would honestly be like having a friend that has a pool, which was not a thing. Like an in-ground pool, like a pool built into their home. I don't think that was ever a thing for me. But that's what that would have felt like, is finding out your friend has a fucking pool at their house. It was pretty much Apple Store, and then you go into Spencer's Gifts and pretend like you know what you're looking at. Look at all the sex toys and pretend like you understand what you're even looking at. But my friends played it off really cool, and they all seemed like they were really comfortable. So I also was like, I'm also really comfortable. We're all pretty comfortable here. We all know what we're looking at, and we all understand what these things are for. Right. Yes. Maybe I'll pick up some lingerie while I'm here. That's what we do. That's what we all do. All of us do this. All of us know what this is. All of us have seen people naked, right? Of course. And that's why I'm very comfortable around the lingerie, and I'm comfortable looking at these things. I'm comfortable picking up a bullet toy because I know what that's for. And there's no way they knew what they were talking about either. But it was like, who's going to be the first one to own up to the fact that they have no idea what a tassel whip is for? I'm pointing at it going, yeah, I tried to use one time, but I don't know how you like fit it all the way up there. I couldn't figure it out. How do you guys get it up there? It was just a part of being like a preteen, was going into Spencer's with your friends and giggling and having no clue what you're looking at. You had to do it. You had to go into the Spencer's. As if we were ever going to buy anything. As if we had any business being in there to do anything but look at the freaky ass shirts that said, I love my wife's pussy. I don't know. It'd say stuff like that. It would say maybe the word pussy. It would say maybe fuck. That was for really edgy people. Really edgy people who just didn't really care what people thought of them. And they would buy the shirts that say, my girlfriend is a fucking bitch. For $25. Maybe an ashtray. Maybe an ashtray that has Bart Simpson on it. Crazy stuff. Like, I think Spencer Gifts to me kind of looked like those memes where it's like an image that you literally cannot tell what it is. If you're on YouTube, I'll try to find like an example and put it on the screen. But like, It's like one of those pictures where you actually can't decipher anything. It just makes no sense. That's kind of what it felt like for me. Yeah, I just wish I wish malls had that magic again. I miss it. I don't miss working in a mall. That was a really weird period of time in my life where I would get stressed out during a shift at the children's shoe store, and I'd go over to Cinnabon and get a chelada, an Oreo chelada. An Oreo chelada that had 1,100 calories in it, I think. Just really securing my place in the third circle of hell. But I didn't know. I just knew I needed something to take the edge off. And that would be an Oreo chelada. An Oreo chelada and a stroll around the Forever 21 next door. It'd get me all ready to go back to the store where I would measure children's feet, which involves getting kicked in the face a lot. And the parents don't say anything about it a lot of the time either. They just get a free kick to the chin. And you can't do anything about it. And if you hit the kid's back, that's bad. I didn't. I'm just saying, it's how many hits in? How many hits they get before it's like, okay, there's consequences. Maybe not from me. Maybe we have somebody there for that. But how many times is this kid allowed to fucking bite me? And why do you need Sperry's for a kid that young? Kids grow out of shoes so fast, and you're buying hundreds of dollars worth of Sperry's and Uggs and Hush Puppies, and it's just not worth it because they're only going to fit for the next 3 months. And your kid fucking spit on me. One time, a kid put a lollipop on my shirt. Put the lollipop right on my shirt. And it stuck. Disturbing. And I continued to measure his feet and continued to give excellent customer service. And then I saw the mom talking to my manager before they left. And after they left, my manager came up and told me that I need to get a bigger shirt because my shirt was too tight. And my breast made her husband very uncomfortable. You know what made me uncomfortable? Your fucking son sticking a lollipop to my nipple. Why did my child breast, why did my teenage breast make your husband uncomfortable? I'm wearing a just loose fitting black t-shirt, but I have a big chest. And your son stuck a lollipop to me. I don't know if this is you want to get ahead of the lollipop thing, so you had to kind of say that I did something that made you guys uncomfortable, but he put a lollipop on my shirt, and then you told my manager that my breast made your husband uncomfortable. I hope they're divorced. And I don't hope that they found love with other people. I hope they're divorced. And they've both, neither one of them have been able to rekindle the kind of love and romance that they felt in the early stages of that relationship. That's my 2 cents in the matter. Anyway, that's it for this week. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd really appreciate if you gave it a rating of some kind wherever you're listening to it. If it's on YouTube, if you could leave a comment even, because I read all of them. And I really enjoy doing that. So it makes it feel less creepy that I'm sitting here in front of a camera and a light and talking for 40 minutes straight. If there's somebody that's responding to the material, then I don't feel so alone. But either way, I appreciate you for being here. Bye.